All right, everybody. Are we good to go? Is everybody here? All right. Just here for the Sparkle joined. Thank you for being here. Cat Hair and Chaos joined. Diamonds with Cat is here. Yay. Okay. Hi, everybody. We've got Ditzy. Yes, I know I'm a minute late. I'm sorry. Hi, Michelle. We got Tammy in here. Lily. Oh my goodness, there's Grams. Hi, Cat Hair and Chaos. Hi, Diamonds with Cat, Lily. All right, this is exciting. Hey, everybody. I know I'm a little late. I got Gabby with my guest prior. Me talk, that would never happen. Thank you guys so much for bearing with me and doing an afternoon live. I did have a family obligation. So on most Saturdays, I'll be going live at 11 a.m. Eastern time. But I made a promise to my family this year because last year we had fun. We went to the State Banana Pudding Festival. And I don't know how well you'll be able to see this. It's got a giant banana. But Georgia does a banana festival. And that festival has a competition. And the winner of that competition goes on to nationals. So it's kind of a fun. They have crafts, all that stuff. And this is fitting today. I got me a paw. It's an ornament. It's a stained glass ornament, and it's a paw. And it was done by, I told her I'd give her a shout out, J Tribe Creations in Milledgeville, Georgia. So that's fun. That was fitting for today. So happy Diamonds in the Rough. Yay. All right, so I'm going to just kind of quickly, Jaylee Lee has some of my links. I'm just going to do a quick, wait, hang on, I'm going to show you a picture. Let me see if you guys can see that. That's me with the banana and the banana stand. Okay, all righty. So Lily asked, did they have the yucky meringue on top? No, they didn't. You did a pudding path. The pudding path, you go in, you pay $5, it goes to charity, and you walk around and you try all kinds of different banana puddings. Some had like pralines in them. There were some that had oats. There were some that had fruit. Some were great. Some were not so great. But it was actually really fun. So by the time you finish the path, you eat almost a pound of banana pudding. So you're like sick to your stomach. But it's a blast. So Ditsy says, hey, Georgia has peaches. How dare they horn it on the banana industry? I know, right? So the paw was really cute, Tammy. It was only $15. So we've got so many great people in. Thank you all. So I do want to do a quick hit on a good morning or afternoon, Maniba. That's Diamond Doodler. I want to do a quick couple minutes to show off a few items from some of our amazing sponsors. And then I have an amazing guest to jump in with us. So, Tasha with DreamWax Studio is here. Hello, hello. First thing I want to show you guys, since I have it rolled up, is the ApeJay. They are the roll helpers. They have little paws here. And I'm hoping you can see this okay. When you have your canvas rolled up, you slide the canvas helper on and slide it in the little gap. And you can slide it on. I don't know if y'all saw that or not. I'm not sure if I was off on my camera. But I can pick this up that way. It stays rolled. I can move my canvas around. It is so much easier to have the roll helpers. So I wanted to show those off. That is from the amazing ApeJay Customs. So Diamonds with Cats, they may only be here for 15 minutes, but I definitely catch the replay. Excellent. Yay. Oh, she just ordered the roll helper. Awesome. And Crashley is chatting while she's waiting backstage. The next thing I want to show off is So Blingy. Oh, Melanie Hirsch joined. Hi, Melanie. They did a prize pack that is going to be part of a grand prize giveaway. So you're getting a sneak peek of the grand prize giveaway. They did a giant project bag This sucker holds so much. Ditzy had the great idea of so many things you can do with this, and I'm not going to ruin her video, but she has some amazing ideas with these. And it has a small one. So size comparison. Look at that. I mean, I put my yellow dog tray. I put a Creations Mooring tray. I put I'll show you the pen caddy. I put 3 pens in it. I had wax in there. I had tweezers in there. And all of it even fit in the little one. I mean, it's no joke. This is amazing. So Blingy is on Facebook. But one of my favorite things that I had been wanting from them is what they call their pen caddy. It has the ribbons here, and it has little divided sections, and you just slide your pens in. How awesome is this? Let's see if I can get this in there. And then you can roll it. Oh, close the top. Then you roll it. Lily, this is so blingy. They're on Facebook. They have a Facebook group. Oh, Shell is here from Black Dahlia. Okay. And then you can take the ribbon, tie it in a cute little bow. And look, my pens are in there, and it holds up to 5 pens. So, Manibel, yes, I will make sure that I leave the links as well. And it's also in the doc in the Facebook group. Every company's links are in there as well. So, but I will do a link to that form as well as, or that's a Google Doc with all of their links. And so you'll be able to get that. So, but yeah, is this not the greatest thing? I love it. So you can carry your pens so easy. That will be going on a retreat with me. Okay, so that's my So Blingy. Something fun I want to show off is Troy with Unbelievable Blanks has come up with a blank that matches our logo. Can you believe this? How cool is that? It matches our logo. So he has graciously donated some of these for everyone. It's okay, Lily. That's fine. And Minnie was just, oh yeah, it's not a problem, Minnie, but it's fine. I will go ahead. Oh, I guess the picture, that didn't come out very well, but there's the chocolate brown, there's pink, and there's white in this. So the blanks will be donated. And Troy does all kinds of blanks. I purchased this one for myself. I love the blues and purples. He does round blanks as well. We got some of these. Since my husband started turning pens, I'm getting spoiled and buying all of the blanks. Okay. I am going to move on. J. Lily, sorry. We are going to Waterbug's Garden. Sorry for the noise. They wrapped this so nicely. It was in lovely tissue paper. And it's their washi tape. And most of you know I'm obsessed with pandas. So I got some that's pandas. That's so cute. She packages these very nicely, but they come in very good quantities. This is a Christmas one, but it comes in a large quantity. So you're not going to be lacking in your washi tape. Ditzy, thank you. Ditzy did a link there, y'all, to the doc that has all of the sponsorship links. So you can look at that as well. Let's do YouUpLifted Crafts. This was a company that's new to me. Ditzy recommended them. And so I got intrigued. I had to look them up. They do, you know how a lot of us section off with washi tape? This is a neat alternative to that. So these are the short links. And then she also sends the long links in the pack. So like you could do this across, the long length and then do these this way. So you could divide it. They're vinyl, and you put them on your clear plastic on your canvas, on your kit, not directly on the kit because it will stick to the glue. It's supposed to be on the plastic, and they are reusable. I've not tried them yet, but they just peel off here. And from what I read, they've got a good stick to them. What I read is after you peel them off of the plastic on your canvas, you can put them right back on these, and they will still be reusable. It's not a one and done. I've not tested it, but Maniba, it is not like release paper. These are not. They do not go directly on your canvas. They go, you know how some people use the washi tape to section off the clear plastic to know what sections they're doing? This is replacing the washi tape that you would use. I would not put these, washi tape sometimes people put on the edge of the glue area. I would not put it there. I think it would just stick to your glue and you wouldn't get it off the canvas. So only use it on the clear plastic. I have to do a shout out to our main tray sponsor, which is Yellow Dog Designs. If you haven't gotten your tray yet, there is still time. This is our 2025 tray. This was the 2024 tray. This is the first one. So Ditzy is continuing the legacy on, so we now have years on them. So I can't wait for my collection to grow. And last, but definitely not least, and something stuck to my canvas. Oh, so I have the cover minder. I had the cover minder set aside, but it's stuck to my other cover minders on the back of my canvas. We have our special guest. So if you are good, my guest, are you good? All right. Look who's here.
Hello. Hi.
Hi, Crafts with Crashley.
It's me.
It's you. So, you guys, she did amazing release papers for us. Aww. And they also did a cover minder to match. So I want to say, her papers last year were stellar. These were so fun. I love these papers. I actually won these during Ditzy's event last year. And so that turned me on to Crashley papers. And look what they did with this year. I'm so excited.
Your logo. I think it's cute.
It's adorable. So thank you guys, you and Kerwin, for being so creative and amping up our logo even more and making our release papers and our cover minder so amazing. So
you're welcome. We love doing events, especially some events don't even have logos and we just kind of wing it, but making the designs is one of our faves for sure.
Okay. Well, I'm glad. Okay. Oh, hi, Kat. Kat has jumped in. Oh my goodness, so many people have popped in and I was running my mouth quickly. So
yeah, so I have it on my phone right here, see? And I'm looking down, and that's why, because I couldn't get it to mute on my computer. But I heard you here and I heard you there, and I'm like, that's gonna be a disaster. So I could turn the phone down. So that's why I'm looking down. I'm not praying or whatever. I don't know. But that's what I'm doing.
No worries. And what's funny is I've got it's streaming through my StreamYard, and what I'm watching so I can see the chat is way, way delayed from what I'm hearing.
What if you were out of frame? You wouldn't even know.
So hey, we're just having fun here. We're just gonna wing it.
Yeah, we gotta do. Okay, that's funny.
Exactly. Well, Crashley, I know that you have got a fantastic lineup now of signed artists. Who was your latest ones?
Okay, so one that hasn't been announced yet is Deborah Malcolm, but she's official. Only because we're waiting on her pieces to come through. So you heard it here first. But she's an amazing. I've loved working with all these artists, and I like, they love, all the reasons of not only income, because it's hard for artists, right? But it helps get their name out there more, and they're just amazing to work with. But
Deborah Malcolm's actually a funny one, because we have talked to her over the process of doing papers. She does. She likes our
Let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, I went to a retreat, and I always do the classes at retreats, the Great Lakes Escape retreats. And one of the classes, everyone kept voting on rock painting. And I'm over here like, who wants to paint a rock? What do you mean? Like, that's silly. It's a rock. Anyway, so, Deborah Malcolm was already like doing art for diamond paintings, and she does these dot doodads. And then she actually started painting on rocks. And we thought it might be a bright idea. Hey, Deborah Malcolm, will you come teach this retreat class? Thinking it's, virtually, thinking it's this long shot. And she said yes. So she actually taught our retreat class rock painting with her mandala dot style virtually. And, she lives across the pond. So it's like, it was amazing. We did it through StreamYard and just shared it on a projector, and we're all here in the class, and she's like, use this daughter, a little daughter, and then an even little daughter. She just makes these patterns right from her head, and it's just brilliant. And anyway, so that's where I met Deborah Malcolm in person, or one-to-one, I should say.
Yeah.
and she kept buying release paper. She also diamond paints, and it took me a second. And we have a customer, Jennifer Lopez. She comes to like all the lives too, and I'm like, hey, J-Lo. So this thing happens to Deborah Malcolm. I'm like, how many Deborah Malcolms could there be?
Yeah, really.
I see the address, and I'm like, this is like Deborah Malcolm from us a few times. And so we messaged her, and we're like, so we're signing a lot of artists now, and your art is like perfect for release papers. And she was like, oh yeah, sign me up. Like, show me the dotted line. I'm like, okay, let's do it. And so she's been amazing, but lots of good stuff.
That is so incredible. So if you don't mind my asking, because I know that you can only go into so much because there's legalities, but how do you guys even go about finding or like picking images? Do the artists recommend images? Do you guys look through their portfolio?
No. Let me tell you. So this is where I struggle the most with artists, because I thought, like, when we first started, the artists would have like a Dropbox or like a whole gallery or something, and like we can just choose. Let's release this one. We have this whole plethora. We can release them whenever. No. So okay, if they have an agent, that's how it is. But with most of the artists, no, we have to hand pick and then ask them for each one. It's so hard to pick. Like, I struggle with that the most. Like, we just signed Josephine Wall, and her agent was like, just send me a list of the ones, that you want to start with.
Wow. And
I'm over here scrolling. I'm like, all of them. I don't know. What do you mean? How am I supposed to pick? I like every single one. One of the hardest ones to choose for me was Jeremiah Kettner.
Oh.
I was scrolling and I was like, I like every single one of these equally. I don't know how to pick. So we're thinking of a way to, how DAC does their voting. Of course, we don't want to do specifically what we don't want to copy or anything, but if we picked like our top, I don't know, 50, 20, and then maybe have people vote and then, try to do releases around that, because it is very hard to pick with some of these artists. There's like Becca. We have most of hers. Hers are pretty easy because she just sends them all. She's amazing. Like, I've gotten so close to some of these artists, like Becca Tyndall and Emma Casey, especially. It's like, we're like pals. I stayed up until like 2 a.m. talking to Emma last night. That's why I was so tired. But it's just,
I think that's something that I found helping Ditsy with doing the sponsorships this year is kind of along that same lines, I became closer and more contact, like feel like I know these sponsors, these small shops a little bit better than I did. And that's a really cool thing. It feels like you develop a friendship in a way. And then it's like, oh, I know the owner of that company. I don't want to sound like, name drop or anything like that, but it's still like kind of cool because you've got like this shop. Like I can message Crashley, like Crashley is Crashley, and I'm like, Crashley, you want to be on my live? And that's a cool feeling that you do get these connections with people, and even more so with an artist. That is a really, really cool thing. Was it nerve-wracking reaching out to an artist for the first time?
I don't mean to have a story about everything. I don't, no, but
this is
let me tell you the most nerve-wracking one. It's good old Richard Lorenz. Oh my God, he was. So it gets hard when you're such a massive fan. Well, for me anyway, because you all know me. Like I'm kind of weird, but you have to like. It's Richard Lorenz. And, he's a goofball, but not at first, okay? And Richard, if you're watching this, I'm right. So, first, he's very, so what are your intentions with my art, he's very articulate and I looked at Kerwin at one point, I was like, Kerwin, I need this artist so bad. What do I do? He's like, just be you. And I was like, that's a dangerous thing. I don't know. And he kept like saying, I just don't know. And I was like, look, Richard, here's what I could do for you. Here's what you could do for me. It's a win-win. You're not losing anything. You're gaining. So I was just like straight, and we sent him like a sample contract, but it was nerve-wracking the whole time. The sample contract is in like all of the terms and how he's protected, how we're protected, yada, yada, yada. But like, there were blanks on the contract, like the date, his address, those things, because how am I supposed to know, when he's going to sign it? And then it was like, a few days later after I was straight, what? What are you saying?
I'm just listening. Go.
Okay. Anyway, it was like a few days later he signed and he was like, your persistence has paid off. And I'm like, and it was that day I was dancing.
Oh, I'm sure. You need to like frame that contract in your house.
Well, it was funny because he said, I was like, let me see what it looks like. And it says, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
But you have it. You have his autograph.
Yeah. But he is, and I don't want anyone to think he's mean. That's not what I'm saying. He
was busy.
Well, that, and he takes a lot of pride in what he does. And I think that's admirable, honestly. And it's funny now because I was so scared of him, and now we talk all the time. And it's, I talk to his wife Tina, and like, it's fine now. He is very chill, but he takes a lot of pride in his words, and he wants to protect them. Not only that, he works like with conservation departments and things like that, and he copyrighted the "Be the Bird," that saying, and he's just involved a lot and proud of it. And he's trademarked. Is that what it is? Trademarked "Be the Bird," and he's done so much. And he's one of my faves, I think. And
that's awesome.
But that was the most nerve-wracking, I think.
That interview that you and Jen, DP Addiction Adventures, did with him, if y'all haven't caught it, you've got to go look. I think it's probably on both of your channels. They did a live interview with him, and that was probably one of the best interviews I've seen in a long time. And I think it was Ditzy I was talking with that I liked the birds. They were cool. But after watching that, I have a whole new appreciation for his birds, for him as an artist, for his wife. Like, the birds were kind of cute. They were fun, but they really are a life to them. They have, you would see the little descriptions he has of them and stuff, but the way they talked about them and truly the personalities of these birds, it totally changed my outlook on his art. And I actually have a new passion for his art that I did not have before. But the most classic part of that interview was the mushroom tree. I cannot believe you guys got him to draw on the dot, on the spot, and use a timer and get him to draw a mushroom tree. That was
Whose idea was that? Anyway, was that my idea or was that
I don't even know, but it was just phenomenal.
I couldn't believe it either. I was like, that's so cool. And what else was it? Mermaid or something?
Yeah, I can't remember the other one. I just very vividly remember the mushroom tree because that kind of was like the first drawing you guys did, and it was just hilarious.
Did you see his post in the DAC VIP group?
Say that again, what?
Did you see Richard Lorenzo's post in the VIP group?
No, I missed it.
Well, go find Richard Lorenzo in the VIP group. He was just showing a sneak peek of something he's working on, and somebody in the comments guessed, is that a mushroom tree?
No way. Are you serious?
I mean, he didn't confirm nor deny. You'll have to look at the comments, but it kind of looks like one. But wouldn't that be crazy?
That would be the most amazing thing, and I would have to buy that diamond painting only because of that one.
Oh yeah,
It would be a must-have. I want to check chat for just a second because I've kind of slowed and not been paying much attention, and I am so sorry. But it does look like a lot of people are into the possibly voting there, Crashley. I think that could be an interesting thing. And Kat did say that he has done a collab with Spangler, which is cool. That's going to be an interesting one. Their two dynamics will be interesting to see in art. Dreammaker said the birds are now more appealing, so I'm glad I'm not the only one. And Kat said their significance is what it's about. Yeah, absolutely. Kat here in Chaos says I get every bird that he puts out, which is awesome. Oh, now people got to go watch. Yeah, it was a phenomenal interview. So definitely worth catching if you can go back and watch. It was a good, well done interview. And yeah, I definitely do have a new appreciation. So
I was scared about that interview, and then it went so naturally. It was awesome.
It did. It went fantastic. Mm-hmm. Now, is there ever been an artist that you reached out to when they were just like, nope, not dealing with you? And you don't tell me the artist. You don't have to tell me the artist. I'm not asking for a name.
I was about to. Yes, this lady.
No, you don't have to give a name. But have you ran into that, like, or people? Yeah.
So we have learned that sometimes, unless like people know like an artist personally, it works out better if the initial ask is from us, because having someone in between, unless it's like, you have talked to this artist a bazillion times, like we would prefer to reach out first. I will say that, only because we know our details of our business, and you may not, I don't know, but yeah, that someone has. We made a mistake of saying, hey, do you ask them if they'd be interested, and they just came back, nope. Okay. So
yeah, maybe that middleman.
We had done a professional reach out. We just hadn't heard anything back.
Yeah. Can I tell you about one I've been trying to get for like 1,000 years now?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Put us in the know.
I have went through so many avenues to get Yume, and I can't find her. Well, I have her website. I've emailed 3 times, and I'm looking. I'm looking. So if anyone knows Yume,
that would be
like say, hey. But like, if you talk to anyone for us, just say you may want to reach out to this company. That but no details.
The biggest hurdle we've run into somewhat is getting that initial knowledge across that we don't do diamond painting.
That has been a roadblock, and that could have. So we don't know what was said to this artist that just said no, but we all have to keep in mind that these artists they paint, or they're digital artists. They don't diamond paint, right? A lot of them just know, hey, this is an avenue where I make some of my money as an artist. It's called diamond painting. They do pixels, but they don't know what release paper is.
Right.
just don't know. So if you say they do diamond painting release paper, and if that artist is exclusive with a company, which a lot of DAC artists are exclusive, they can't do diamond paintings with their art with anybody else. But so the artists are thinking, I can't sign with you. I already have an exclusive contract with Diamond Art Club. And so then we have to then explain, like we work with Diamond Art Club. We have for years. Like I do sneaks for them, and they're aware fully that I reached out, and they encouraged it. So I used Lorenzo's name when I first asked, and
Lorenz told us no when we first asked.
He was my first no about, I don't want to mess up my DAC thing, and we're like,
but
and I was like,
here's receipts.
Yeah, I screenshotted the DAC. I was like, they said yes.
And after he got that screenshot, he went, okay, let's do it.
And then he just anyway. Talking about?
We were talking about how the artists don't really.
Oh, so they don't know what release paper is, so you have to be like specific, right? Like we do not sell diamond paintings, and we don't, and we never will. The closest, like we sell bookmarks, I think, that we got overstock somewhere to resell, but we will never do diamond paintings. But artists don't understand that.
And we have. And the other thing, if they're DAC artists, we have a personal okay, like yes,
from the owner of DAC.
You're good to do this.
Yeah. But it's not just DAC artists we look for. If I get close to your time, will you tell me? Because like I'm not paying attention, and I'll joke. Okay.
You're good. You're good.
It's not just Diamond Art Club artists. Like, of course, naturally, I think of who's my, who first comes to my head, but. One of our newer ones that like I discovered was actually through Art and Soul. I don't want to talk about like what they went through, but I was looking through their catalog because they were going to sponsor something for me, and I found Cheryl Carpenter, and I was looking through her works, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's deep. Like what? And I ended up talking a lot with her, and she's awesome. And so we signed her, and there was another one that we just started talking to, Puff or something like that.
Now, one thing I learned that I did not know was there was one of your lives that I went to. I was in chat, and you were saying what are other artists and things like that. And if anybody here in this chat wants to throw one up, as an artist that may not be signed with anybody else or anything, throw their name out there. They can see that. But I threw out to you guys Eric's Artverse because he was his diamond art is with the one with the diamond art, and I have a stitch. And Kerwin let me know that I did not realize this, and it's just I want to share this again because I thought it was so insightful, and I appreciated Kerwin telling us is that fan art is still like technically under the umbrella. So like I love what Eric's Artverse does with Stitch, but fan art is still protected and you can face copyright issues. And so I think that's really key that I was not aware of. I thought if it was like a piece of fan art, it didn't matter because it was his drawing, even though he based it off of Stitch, but that's not the case. So I think that was really valuable information, and I appreciated Kerwin sharing that. So as you guys give recommendations, be aware of that because I was not aware of it. As much as I want to see Stitch on release papers, it's not going to happen, and rightfully so. So I appreciate that you guys share that.
Yeah, and so like some artists have like some feel like Manny Manzano is a good, like she has a portfolio basically of a bunch of Disney princesses that we just won't touch, but she has a ton of other.
If we were to ever sign with Disney, we could touch them, but and even in her portfolio, it's listed under like they don't let anybody touch it that doesn't have.
When the artists have agents, it's helpful, because anything that comes
they're
close,
looking out for both sides.
They're looking out for everyone, so we just can't. But ours, like without agents, we have to use our own stuff to protect us because we can't afford to get sued. There's no way.
And there's different, it's one of those things that somebody be like, well, that looked really close to the Cinderella. Well, Cinderella is the character's not copyrighted. Disney's version is, but the character's old enough it's public domain.
Oh, I have
but Stitch was created by Disney, so that character is still under copyright.
So I have a good example of this. So you know the Grinch, right? The cartoon Grinch. So somebody kept asking over and over, can we do Grinch papers? No. So I talked to Mrs. Coffee, and I was like, Mrs. Coffee, can you make me like a Grinch that's not a Grinch? And that's when she made Gretchen. So was she green?
She was yellowish green.
She was like a yellow green. It was a completely different gender. She had thong fingernails, hair, but you could tell that it's inspired by the Grinch, but it's not like anywhere close.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's a line.
There is a line. That one got
that one was really close.
But we were in that one. Yeah.
There have been some others that they've gotten really close to the line, but yeah, there's one image Mrs. Butter D does, her Rapunzel. We're signed with we got Mrs. Butter D signed, but she's got her Rapunzel image.
Oh,
Rapunzel we could do. The problem with her image, why we can't put that on release paper, is the little lizard.
They can't see you.
Yeah, sorry.
He's over here doing this. The lizard.
The lizard on Rapunzel's shoulder. the lizard sitting on Rapunzel's shoulder.
Yeah.
Is why we can't do that image, because that character was, and this is why Disney does this, right? That character was created by Disney for the film. Pastel, I think is the name, and it's listed as a main character, like in The Little Mermaid. Flounder's a main character. Flounder was created specifically by Disney. Any renditions of Flounder with Ariel in a Little Mermaid print is copyright infringement. So if you do a Rapunzel print and you've got Pascal or whatever his name is in it, Disney can come after for copyright infringement because you're showing a rendition of a character they created and profiting off of it without them getting permission. So I mean, there's avenues and aspects. There's all kinds of stuff. Artists have their own protections, but just because an artist may have permission to do it, the company doesn't have permission to do it. Permissions don't transfer just.
And Nicole was right. Like, this is weird.
Change it back. I'm done talking.
Oh. Okay, so Nicole was right. There's some like Winnie the Pooh and Alice in Wonderland, like the old versions of them are public domain now. But there's another Winnie the Pooh version with like
his red shirt.
His red, the. I don't know what else is different. You can just clearly tell the new Winnie the Pooh versus the old. So the old all we want, but not the newer version, which so clearly like Eeyore, things like that. So it's.
So you guys have to like Google that. I didn't mean to talk over you, Crashley, but do you guys have to like Google, or is there like a place you go that you find out what is and what isn't?
It's looking at release dates of the source material, like for example Winnie the Pooh, the release date of the original book. And then in the end, it's basically reading the book and going, what aspects were liberties taken by the company that made the version? What aspects can be derived by anybody reading the book? If it can be derived by reading the book and it's like, okay, Winnie the Pooh's walking and he's wearing a red shirt. If that was in the book, anybody can make Winnie the Pooh wearing a red shirt. But in the book and the illustrations, Winnie the Pooh doesn't wear any clothes. So Disney's Winnie the Pooh wearing a red shirt, that artwork falls under the copyright of when that artwork was created, not the character prior.
To give you an idea, we were self-taught all of this stuff. It was a lot of research and
attorney friends.
Yeah, and our lawyer friends. Well, and that one time we got in trouble on Etsy, so yeah. Yeah, that caused. Well, the Etsy thing is because we named a design "Live Long and Prosper." Just the name. We didn't. It was just clip art, free clip art spaceships was the design, but we named it "Live Long and Prosper."
I was tired when I made the listing and didn't think to look and see if "Live Long and Prosper" was.
So then we got a message like the next day from who owns that company?
Paramount.
Paramount, and they're like,
Nearly shut the store down. We weren't able to get payouts for like a month and a half.
It was a big
Wow.
deal. So that's when we were like, okay, we got to be careful. And
Wow. That's crazy. And again, hi to everybody who's been popping in. I saw Nicole popped in and had to jump out. There's so many people, and I appreciate everybody coming in and watching, truly. I appreciate y'all being here. And I think there was Artemis recommended the Wild Illustrator, and I am not going to pronounce this correctly, but it's Femke, Deborah. I have no idea how to pronounce that correctly, so I'm not even going to attempt. But I think that was some artist that she had kind of popped in. But is there has there been a design that you guys did outside of your artist signing? Because you guys had, I mean, I've got release papers down here. Oh, this was something near and dear to my heart. Hang on, I gotta find it. Because you guys did something. I need glasses. Okay, I think it was this one. So the first time I met Crashley, yes, this was it. The first time I met Crashley, I had not watched any of your YouTubes. All I had gotten was the release papers from Diamonds in the Rough last year. Then I joined the Facebook group, had never watched one of your lives, but you posted in the group, what are some ideas for release papers that you have or that you want? And I said, books, crime scenes, fairy tales. And look, y'all,
I remember.
Like, she had done these amazing release papers, and it was like, because it was like, could you put this together? And you put it together, and I was so excited.
I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah, it was totally my fangirl moment.
Okay, can you hold one up real quick? I want to explain something too. So we have artist prints, but like our other prints are not just like mostly like you grab this. These are I'm trying to point. That's so funny. These are elements that Kerwin actually designed. So he didn't draw them on paper. No. However, this is not a print that we just Googled and found for free somehow. These are all zillion elements that
I call it clip art Photoshop.
Basically, like that crime scene guy was not there. The caution shape. I don't even think there was a book there.
There's so much of it that was. It's just going around finding different elements, different open source images, different images from the few subscriptions that we have to get, that pay the artists that upload images there, but they don't do credit type stuff. And pulling them all together to make a picture out of it.
Yeah, all those little tiny things. Oh, I remember that when you put the crown and the stuff on the bookshelf. Yep. So yeah, we love doing that too.
Yeah, it was so much fun. And so like I think we private messaged about that. I think I didn't actually comment in the thing. I think I sent you a message, or maybe I commented and you said, give me some more details or something like that. And that was like the first time I ever private messaged you, and you responded. I was like, oh, I'm fangirling.
Yeah, because I was wanting more feedback to make sure it was getting close to what you were talking about.
Yeah, he liked your idea a lot and was very inspired by it. But yeah, we have a lot. We signed all these artists though, and like another thing about signing artists is you have so long after they sign to like release certain prints. So lately it's been a lot of artist prints because we have those designs that we initially grabbed. They're like, just send me a list. And I guess I didn't read the fine print up, when we first started doing the bigger artists. But yeah, if I ask for 10, we have so many days to post all 10. And we can't do them all at once because then it gets saturated. It gets saturated, and people I don't know. It works better if they're in a rotation over time.
Yeah, we made that mistake with Sheena Pike and Mandy Manzano. Like, everybody asks for them, everybody wanted them, everybody loved them. So when we did those releases, it was like, okay, we're going to release 5 this week, 5 next week, and then go on.
Yeah.
And yeah, people were buying them, but they just weren't. They were like, okay, I'll get these 2, and then after they get those 2, the other 3 images just get forgotten.
So that's if anybody is wondering, that's why we released like, 2 prints here and there for each artist. It just works out better for them.
That makes sense. So can you contract so that you still get X number, but over a certain period of time, or do you have to rewrite a contract every time?
So the initial contract, it just depends on the artist. Like I'm allowed to go into these details, right? Well, someone has to rewrite her image.
Business too much. You know what I mean? I don't want to invade too much.
So, for example, some artists, like, for example, Josephine Wall, she has been around a long time, right? So she works with puzzles, video games, and so on and so forth. So, and she has an agent, and they're very careful. They don't want her art on puzzles with 2 different companies, right? Or different things with same product, different companies. Thankfully, we're in a niche market, meaning like we're the pioneers of decorative release papers. We are the first company to create decorative release papers. So our market per se isn't gigantic, so we don't have to worry too much. However, we have to do the initial, okay, let's start out with this many. We have 30 days to post that many. When we say, okay, we're ready for more, can I have this, and this? Then we do an amendment. We do have to, both parties have to re-sign. Now, like Richard Lorenz, for example, I just email him, and Randall Spangler, hey, I'm ready for more. Can I get this, and this? And it's just
different contracts have different elements. So
that makes sense.
One contract fits all, but it's hard because we can't talk about contracts.
Right.
I don't want to cross any boundaries for you guys at all with any of my questions or curiosities, because I really don't want to do that. But it makes sense that it's kind of a case by case basis with each different artist and what they have, and I'm sure that their portfolio matters too, to how many there are and how many they want to make more public or not.
I think it's a lot of fun to like see the big artists, like Richard, for example. He loves the community so much, like all the diamond painters. Like this was so fun to watch.
Randall, and also seeing what the community has done for some of these artists, because if you watched that Richard Lorenz interview, and you heard them talk about how shy Randall used to be and stuff, and now Randall's doing live in the diamond painting community with Brandy. So it's like
we got him, like the whole diamond painting community got Randall Spangler, I think, out of his shell a little bit, and I don't know. So we do stuff for them too, you guys. It's just fun.
It's awesome. Yeah, one of the sponsors that we got, not to talk about another company with you guys, but it's kind of like the same lines. There was a sponsor that I had bought something from that was not diamond painted related, but could be used for diamond painting. It's a trinket tray. And I was like, could you please do this? Your work is amazing. She's like, I don't know what diamond painting is. And I'm like, this is what we can use it for. And I was like sending pictures of pens and like how I need them in a tray and all that. And she did a couple trays for us. But like now she has messaged me and been like, the diamond painting community is so nice. And she's like, I want to know more.
That's awesome. And we love small businesses too. Like that's like we love it. Like Nicole was just here. I talk to her every other day. Like we love small businesses. One of my best friends, Kari. Kari owned K&S diamond painting pens, and I make pens too. And
polymer clay.
Yeah, from polymer clay, and we bounced off of each other ideas. But even though we sold the same thing, but like we work together a lot. And she actually just passed away, so it sucks. Aww. But we love small businesses is the point. So it's never like a competition. Of course, now there's like release paper companies, so we're like, we're gonna be the best, But it's not like detrimentally serious or whatever. But yeah, we love supporting small businesses as well. We shout them out on the channel all the time and whatever. So yeah, there's
that's what I love about you guys is you really are a lover of all of us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, and it shows, and you're responsive to people. I mean, I know I was being silly and like fangirling and all of that, but it really is true. I think that most of the people are here watching because they have a connection to you and have a connection to your product, and they feel your warmth. You know, I think we were laughing.
Teary-eyed. You're gonna make me cry on a live stream.
I do mean this though, truly, because like, you know, that's gonna be for me. I'm going off a little tangent here, but I'm going to the retreat, and like that, I think is the highlight of the retreat for me is someone like you who is just a big heart. And I am so excited to like see you in person and be like, it's Crashley. And I'll probably fangirl again, and I'm sorry. But like, you know, it's just your heart is so big and you do show so much love. And, you know, there was a situation that you had to deal with on your live the other day, and you handled it with such class. And I think that's why we all gravitate to you guys is your authenticity and your kindness and just your love for everybody. It's not I'm going to be better than you. It's like, this is me. Take me, leave me. This is who I am. It's authentically you. And that is what drives us to you, and drives us to your channel and your everything. It's just because you are that ray of sunshine. And yeah, you're just an amazing person. I didn't mean to get all mushy. Sorry. But
you did, though. You were like the bananas in that pudding festival is what you did. All mushy and stuff.
I'm sorry. But it's true, though. I have this opportunity to publicly say what, in my opinion, you do for the community. You know, I'm in your chats and all of this, but I finally have a platform to say, you are what makes the diamond painting community amazing. You really are. So I appreciate that.
Can we take her?
So Kerwin, be nice to her.
Yeah.
Never.
Be nice. I'm a pillar.
You gave her all the niceness. I'm good now. I'm off the hook.
Kerwin, I'm crying. Go get a kitten. Come on, pause and pause. Go get a paw. Go on, go get him.
Yeah, go get the cat.
Go get
we need this squishy kitty.
Go. But yeah, it's one of the things that drew me in and got like you all gave me confidence too, because I was never shy or anything, but I was scared of myself and how not myself, like being where did you get them?
They're cuddling, eating and stuff. They're fine.
They're not cuddling with me, so it's not fine. Anyway. But yeah, I was always scared to like be me, you know, I guess because you know,
well, we're all
or whatever. And yeah, so I want to say like confidence too from starting in the community, and you know, like giving back has always been is something that makes me happy to do. You know, it's not about like my happiness, but like getting to see somebody else receive something makes me happy too. It's like I don't know, I've gained a lot from being a part of this community too. But let's stop because I feel a swelling happening in my eye.
Okay. All the mushy's over. You're getting lots of love in chat too. So
that's gonna craft. Remember that.
Okay. We can just be wild and hyper. See, it's out of our system now, Crashley. So when I see you in June, we don't have to be all mushy. It's just like run at each other full force.
Look, the chat is getting mushy too. You made the chat mushy.
I'm really sorry, guys. I didn't mean to make the chat mushy. So I really didn't. But I finally got a platform I could say what I wanted to say, and nobody could stop me.
Now we have to save her a seat at the retreat. We have to put Jenny's cheat is next to mine at the retreat. That's going to be. See what happens is Kerwin sits at one.
I'll just put up a little.
Like he gets a table. He's gonna put up a ring. He's so funny.
Around Crashley, so I don't come up and fangirl too much.
You can, like, that's my thing. Like Nicole from Bella Art Day, Nicole, she's always saying, I'm not a hugger, but she tolerates two from me every year. Two.
Oh.
When we first get there, we peek around all the people, like, and she knows what's coming to her. And I go, and she gets the big old hug, and Jamie doesn't care. He just gets hugs throughout, so whatever. And then the one when we leave. So I'm a big fan of the hugging.
I'm a hugger.
And I'm totally willing to donate my husband if you want more hugs. He gets great hugs. And
he's in trouble.
The community booty or whatever, because he's like the man. Like, Kirby, I can't pick this up. Can you help? He's like the husband of the retreat. And that I'm
carrying my stuff, Kerwin.
Yeah, like there's stairs here and the elevator's broken. Can you just carry me? And he will. He can lift refrigerators up like this.
Right, you turn around.
That's crazy.
My services to everybody coming. I get no rest.
You don't need rest.
Oh, yeah. You get over it.
Yeah.
I vanish at times.
Well, I'm getting close to that hour. We did go over a little bit, but it was worth it. So is there anything else you want to share with any of our viewers? I know we covered a lot, so we may not have anything, but you are still releasing stuff like your own designs along with the artists, right? You're still doing some of these that are your own.
Yeah, what we've been doing is Fridays are like new artist release, and then we work to release more things like events or regular prints on Tuesdays. But we're always open to ideas if you all have any for regular prints. They're kind of harder for us to just.
This past Tuesday was different because we had a release deadline.
Yeah, we had deadlines to meet. I don't want to go over, but I am willing to come on here whenever you want and talk shop. So you just message me whenever you want me, and I'll be there. But yeah, that's it. I don't want to go over your stuff.
You're okay. I usually, and I think I told you, is a lot of times I just go 11 to 11:45 in the morning for the deck releases. And since I came in the afternoon, there wasn't as much of a time crunch. But I always am very conscientious on usually in the mornings when I come on, just to be aware people if they want to catch their deck releases, because I know those are valuable.
I like the ship one. I don't remember what it was called, but there's a boat one.
Yes. I know what one you're
gorgeous.
I thought the tree coming out of a book. Kerwin.
You would like that.
What's next? I want something like the Tree of Life coming out of a book.
That's what she wants next.
Okay.
We'll deliver it too, I bet. You watch. Okay.
Well, thank you so much, Crashley. And I want to thank everybody in chat for being here. You guys have been amazing. I appreciate you staying with me, watching, supporting Crashley. Amazing sponsors. I appreciate you all. Crashley, Kerwin, thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day. Go enjoy your Hobby Lobby shopping. I'm jealous.
Bye, everyone.
Kittens for me. They had kittens this morning. So
yeah, I can see them.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. I love y'all. Bye.
Bye.